How's it going, everybody? This is Charles coming back with another gun review. I know I've been talking about the Brigade BM9 AR9 a lot. Um, this is a pistol AR9. One thing I can say about this is it's a great home defense pistol. It's a great backpack gun, and it's a great truck gun. But now I want to do some comparisons between a AR pistol and by the way, safety check, the guns are clear. There's nothing in the mags. Clear. So, comparison between an AR pistol and the roles that it serves and a AR-15. I'm going to have more on this AR-15 later. Right now I just have some a brace on it and just a little reflex sight. I'm going to overhaul this AR-15, but I can say this is something special. This is a Aero Precision Brigade AR-15 mix. This is a Brigade AR-15 upper and a Aero Precision Gen 2 lower with 40 round mags, and they are clear. The gun is clear, so nothing in the gun. So the differences between an AR pistol and an AR-15. Go ahead and get this back up here. So as you can see from the length, this is a standard 16-inch barrel. And this is a 9-inch barrel. I can say that in certain roles, this pistol will be better than this AR-15, and I'll tell you why. So, starting off with the BM9, I feel like this is a great home defense gun over the AR-15 because you're not having too much of a flash coming out the end of your barrel in the middle of the night. So it'll be better for you to see your target, especially if you have a flashlight as well. You don't have a big fireball coming out the end. Now you can mitigate that with a flash hider, but yes, I can say also that with an AR pistol, the pistol is a little bit quieter because it does not have so much, let's just say, gunpowder behind the bullet. So it's not a lot of, it will be quieter in a pistol caliber. Now, if you had an AR-15 pistol, which to me, and this is my opinion, I tend to stay away from those because they're usually overgassed, and I can achieve almost the same velocities with this 9mm with certain ammunition. So it's quieter. I can get just as my velocities is just as strong as a 10.5 or a 7.5 AR pistol, and it's does not have a huge fireball at the end of the barrel when you shoot because it is not overgassed. Actually, this enhances the 9mm and takes advantage of it and makes it even better. So I consider this over a AR pistol any day, especially as well in a car or a truck. You know, you got to think about the confined spaces that you're in, and if you go to, pull this out and you can maneuver around the steering column and get your shot placement on what say it needs to be, what target you're trying to, defend yourself with, defend yourself from. I can say having this and shooting this inside of the vehicle, you won't go deaf, unlike using a Draco or a 7.5 or a 10.5 inch AR. You have to think about what happens when your adrenaline runs out. Am I going to even be able to hear anything anymore? Shooting in confined spaces like that. Unless you have some type of comp, I would not suggest getting an AR pistol unless you're, using it for the range. But hey, if that's all you have, that's all you have. But one thing I can say that this is better in confined spaces than an AR-15, than and an standard AR-15 pistol. As you can see here with the AR-15, it is a lot longer. So for CQB situations, it will take more practice to maneuver around, but it still would be a little bit more cumbersome indoors or trying to get it out of hallways and things like that. Another thing is a lot of times people are afraid that someone can rush you and lift up the barrel. In that case, for me, I just pull out my sidearm. But, people could lift up the barrel and then you'll have to engage, another way other than, drawing down on the target. But I can say in close quarters, this would be just a little too long for me. Now, I know you got SEAL Team 6 and you got all those guys that do special operations that run 10.5 barrels and things like that. But I would say that those guys really know what they're doing. And I'm not saying that a lot of us don't, but in certain situations, I feel like the military knows the different gas levels and different things like that to make their AR-15 pistols that they are running or their SBRs a lot better than the standard civilian SBRs. I'm not too sure on that, but that's how I feel. I mean, I've seen a lot of overgassed AR-15 pistols. But yes, I would say in close quarters, you can make this work, but it'll be a little bit cumbersome. And also, using this as a truck gun, I don't even really think you can maneuver inside of the vehicle with this, unless you may have to lay your seat back or something and try something slick. But I would advise getting out of the vehicle and trying to take a position where it sees fit for you. But that is how I would use an AR-15 if it was my truck gun. I would get out of the vehicle because this sucker is going to be loud, but not as loud as a AR-15 pistol. And some guys run cookie cutters and all these muzzle brakes, and then they say it's good for home defense. And when they go to shoot the rifle, it will be like God flashing in before their eyes. So I wouldn't suggest that unless you have some type of compensator. But yes. Now, where the BM9 would not really shine too good in, as in, how can I say, maybe all out warfare. Anything beyond 200 yards, that's when the BM9, or I could say 150, it will hit, but the velocity hitting the target, if the target has body armor on from that distance, it's not going to penetrate. It's not going to do what it needs to do. Now, like I said, you do have special rounds that can get out there and can penetrate, but at the end of the day, a 9mm is not going to do as well as a 5.56. At beyond 200 yards and more, the 5.56 is definitely going to be the winner in that case. I can say yes, the BM9 is mostly just, for me, made for an urban setting. Now, yes, I would not take this to war at all. Just because of those velocity reasoning and the 9mm, it's just not it's just not smart to take this out to war. But it is nice to have as something to defend yourself in like an urban setting, an everyday purpose role. I would suggest the BM9 more than an AR-15. Oops, excuse me. Now going back to the AR-15, anything beyond 200 yards, this is going to reign king and supreme. The velocity gets up past 3,000 feet per second when the BM9 here will probably get up to 2,000 feet per second with the right ammunition. Most of the time, you're barely getting over 1,400 feet per second, maybe 1,200 feet per second with certain hollow points. But only a rare occasion with rare ammunition that you'll be getting 1,800 to 2,000 feet per second. This bad boy right here automatically shoots 2,700 up to 3,000 feet per second with the ammunition 5.56 that it takes. And people really knock the 16-inch barrel. I don't really know why. I mean, yeah, it's long, and to me it's not cumbersome, but you can add more rail attachments on it. And like I said, at a greater distance, you can be more accurate. You'll have more velocity. You'll hit your target with more power. And over 3,000 feet per second, that is good for body armor penetration. You will be doing much more damage to the target with the 5.56. Now, in close range, it'll do great damage, or it will do great as well as a 9mm. But like I was saying, just trying to maneuver this bad boy, you would need training. And I mean, you can make anything work with training, but it will be just a little bit more cumbersome. But yes, this to me is I would say a go to war weapon, because you can reach out to those yards like 500, 600 yards, 650 yards with an AR-15. So that's one thing that I like about that as well. In conclusion, I can say that both weapons are needed. To me, both are better than having a standard pistol. Instead of just having 2 points of contact, you have 4 points of contact on both of these, and this will be a better home defense gun and a better truck gun and a better backpack gun to have on you than a standard pistol. And this right here will be something that you would use to fight or, protect yourself at a range, or if you're hunting in large game. It's say like if it's end all be all and you need to take something down to feed your family, you have something here. You're not even end all be all. Hog hunting, deer hunting, things like that nature. I wouldn't suggest trying to go hog hunting with a BM9. I'm sure you can get it done with the certain ammunition, but I would just feel more safe and secure having the 5.56 out there for hunting. But yeah, that's what I just wanted to bring about today and talk about. The differences between a AR-15 and a AR-9 or an AR pistol. Also, the AR pistol is basically what the ATF says that it is under. Ooh, let me get this right. The ATF says that it's under 14.5. So anything under 14.5 inches is considered an AR pistol. And after 14.5, you would need an SBR. 16-inch is acceptable, but under 14.5 you should be good to go and not need a to get registered from the ATF. So I would suggest, yeah, that's the difference between. Also, you can't run a stock on the BM9. You can only run braces, and that is some rule that the ATF messed up. I mean, not messed up. Excuse me. Don't come after me. But that's some rule that the ATF has in place. We have to go along with that. So yes, you have to have a brace with your AR pistol with your AR-15. Yes, right now I just took one of my braces off. I just got this firearm, so I just have some certain things on there now. But I'll do a full extensive review over this AR-15. But I have a brace on there right now. But you can run stocks and braces on here, and it's acceptable. So yeah, um, that's pretty much the difference. Um, Other than that and the pistol caliber, or unless you have an AR pistol. But that's what I wanted to talk about today. Just a little differences between the BM9, AR9, and the roles that it serves. Like I said, great home defense gun. Um, it will be a great backpack gun to have, great truck gun, a firearm on the go, something that you can take in CQB and defend yourself. You can load it up with 30 rounds or more and have something that can protect you in those situations. And then you have your AR-15, which is good for um, longer distances. If you were to be in a setting where you're shooting beyond 200 yards, I would suggest using an AR-15. If you are hunting, especially large game, I would suggest using an AR-15. And the AR-15 has better velocities over the BM9 or just an AR pistol because of the barrel length, so that way you can have more impact on your target. So I just wanted to come to you today with a little gun review, and I'll be back with the full extensive review over my new project rifle, the Brigade Aero Precision AR-15. I'm going to call it AB. So I'll come back to you guys with another gun review later. This is Charles, and I'm signing out. Have a good one.